Grandpa, this is the date of your 91st birthday, and we thought it's time we got you on video camera talking about your life. And so we thought we'd ask you some questions and have you respond to them.
First of all, I want to know where you were born.
I can tell you all about it as far as knowledge.
Where were you born?
Manda, Utah,
When?
1909,
January the
17.
17th. That's 91 years ago today.
91 years ago today. 4 o'clock in the morning, Mother said.
4 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
huh?
How long did you live in Manti?
Well, he was in Oakley long in April, so
You must have been there for almost 4 months, huh?
they didn't stay there very long.
What do you remember about going to school?
Well, I can remember walking in the snow. I was, seemed to be awful deep, up to my knees, but that still wasn't too high, I guess.
How many grades did they have in your school?
Well, there in Boulder, I went three grades there, and then they went to Oakley, and I took the 4th grade, and then I was back there for the 5th, and that was the last year they had school there.
How many grades did they have in each room?
Well, they had all of them.
Just
in
one room school, huh?
And one teacher?
Yeah. No, there wasn't only about 12, 13 kids. There was a couple of 1st and 2nd graders, and then there was, I don't know if there was a 4th when I was in the 5th grade. But I was the only one in the 5th grade. And then there was 3 in the 6th grade, I remember that. And there was 2 or 3 students that was in there above that.
7th and 8th grade.
What did you pack for lunch? You didn't have plastic bags?
We just had a little tin bucket.
And how did you have sandwiches?
Yeah.
And how did you keep your bread fresh?
Well, we just stuck it in a bucket, and when it come time to eat, we ate what was there.
What kind of sandwiches did you have?
Well, sometimes they'd be bacon sandwiches, or maybe an egg sandwich, or jelly, or something like that. Seemed like I had a lot of jelly sandwiches. We had always had lots of jelly.
Homemade jelly, right?
Yeah.
What kind of jelly?
No, it was made apple jelly,
Apple jelly?
plum jelly, and chokecherry jelly. And there's lots of different kinds of jelly. And preserves, she pruned preserves, and sometimes she'd make some out of peaches and sometimes out of pears.
And did they have primary? Did you go to primary?
They didn't have any church around there. I can remember going to one day that they had primary there, but church was neglected.
No scouts?
No scouts. My cousin came up there. He was in the 8th grade, and he got in a row with the principal in Oakley. And so he came up there to finish him out because they kicked him out of the school in Oakley. And there was a creek. We had to cross a creek, just little stream water. And he tried to catch some muskrats in that spring or creek. And instead of catching muskrats, he had a wild duck about every day.
Oh.
So we'd take the duck home and eat him.
A duck for supper.
Yeah, I guess that's the way it was. They usually didn't get duck for breakfast.
Did you ever get in trouble with the teacher?
A double of what?
Did you ever get in trouble with the teacher?
well, I was a good little boy.
Yeah.
I was, the teachers had their thumb on me pretty well.
What kind of games did they play there? Recess and after school?
Well, they had the usual deals of pump pull, you know, and they called it another than they called stink base. That was they had a base out there, and they'd catch somebody and put him on it, and then the rest of them had to come down there, and the one that left home last was the one that's in charge of. And we would come down to get the guy off, and they'd have to send out somebody that left the base after we had to get him. It wasn't very complicated, but we thought it was a lot of fun.
And how many months out of the year did you go to school?
Oh, about 8 probably. In the early periods, before that, for the 5th, I might have had to go maybe 7. I don't know. I can't remember.
How far did you live from the school if you had to walk?
Well, sir, Dad said it was a little more than a mile, but I would bet that it was 2 that we had to walk to school.
You didn't get to ride a horse, or?
Not from there. In the later, in the 8th grade, I rode a horse over to the basin.
How long of a ride was that?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 miles?
What'd you do in the summertime?
Well, I
school age?
harrowed and plowed and poisoned squirrels, and shot at rabbits and squirrels. I was alone.
Nobody to play with, huh?
No friends around close. Well, you couldn't see any other house from my folks' house. Kind of down in a low place over the hill, kind of isolated that way.
Well, what do you remember about your mom and dad during your school years?
Doing what?
Your school years.
During the school year?
Well, at that age,
When they were that age?
when you
Or-
were that age, what do you remember about them?
Well, they just stayed home and did the chores. There wasn't much to do in the winter time because the snow was. See, we had lots of snow in those
How did
days.
your dad earn a living?
Pardon?
How did your dad earn a living?
He had farmed. He had dry farm. Ready to eat. Milked the cows some in the summertime when the grass is green.
Well, there's a story I hear about riding the horse naked.
Well, that was my brother. He bought a place in town, and it was about a half mile east and a half north of the center of Oakley town. And the canal cut his 40 acres in 2. And during the summer when it was warm, why the boys, and my brother and his boys' friends would congregate out in the back of the field where it cut through and swim in it. And they didn't need to put on any suit because there was no girls around. They didn't get up in there. But one day he running around there naked, you know, and he got out and thought he'd get on one of the horses, and he climbed aboard, and just as quick as he got settled down on their back, the old horse happened to look back and saw him on there, and he took off for home just fast as he could go, the house. And he took and went down there just as fast as he could run, and went right up onto the lawn where Mother had some Relief Society ladies at a meeting of some kind that she was in charge of or something. And the old horse just slid right in among them and stopped.
How old was he?
Probably 13. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was embarrassed.
Oh yeah. So what, does Mom run in and get him some clothes?
Well, she didn't know what to do for him, you know, but she had a dish towel in her hand. She threw that to him, and then he slid off the horse and disappeared.
Well, why don't you tell how you met Grandma?
Well, that was at a Christmas dance. Christmas dance. It was her brother-in-law. I knew him real well. I'd gone to school with him, and he was a fairly good friend. And he introduced me to her and her sister. And of course we went around or so and ended up with another dance or two with them. And then I asked Irma to let me take her home. She finally agreed. Of course, I think she figured on the whole time.
She was planning it, huh?
Well, I really don't think she was, but anyhow, we took them home. Another fellow at the school and took her sister, and I took Irma.
What'd you take her home in?
Model T Coupe, Ford. 1926. Model T Coupe.
Whose was it?
Pardon?
Who owned the coupe?
It's mine.
Was you owned one then?
I had one.
You had one?
And how old were you?
I was 24 at that time.
What kind of work were you doing then?
Well, anytime you get a job, you grabbed it. It didn't matter what it was. You just didn't. There wasn't enough work to make any money to spend, and if there was $1 to be made, you just grabbed it and made it.
How much was the pay those days? What did they pay you for working?
Well, that time the Depression was on, and I'll tell you, you worked. There wasn't anything, only farm work around to be done, and so you worked for about $1 a day. Might have got $1.50 maybe if the farmer was flushed.
Was that an 8-hour day?
No, you usually worked about 5 hours in the morning and 5 hours in the afternoon. 10 hours. It usually was. And sometimes you might put in an extra hour at night for the same amount of money.
And where did your money have to go? What did you do with your $1 a day?
Well, that's all you had.
When you first got married, where did you live?
Well, Irma had lived out of Churchill. That was southwest of town, about 15 miles from the road.
Out of Oakley?
Yeah, northwest of Oakley. And she was a postmistress out there on a little Star Rock deal. And she got the cancellation of what was canceled on that day. That was her day's wages. And sometimes it would vary from 15 cents to 25. That was about it.
What's it,
25 cents a day, yeah.
It didn't make very much, I'll tell you.
And so you lived out there?
Well, yeah, it was a community they'd moved, took the water off from, see it, and so there was a lot of houses that were empty there. Right across the road from where folks live, he rented the place from the water company. And there was a road, or a house just across the road, so and nobody was in it. It was just a house sitting there, and belonged to an irrigation district. They had a lot of houses out there, and so we just moved in and didn't ask anybody, and we lived there for about 2 months, 3.
Didn't you, weren't you working someplace one summer and came home and found your family had all moved away?
Well, that was, I was working for Bidgood. See, I got out of the 8th grade when I took the county exams in January. The teacher at the time thought me and another kid could pass our county exams in the middle of the winter. So we took them and made her through pretty good.
I mean, you had finished with the 8th grade.
Yeah, that was the end of the 8th grade for me. I don't know what he got, but I made 100 in the history and the spelling and arithmetic. And I don't remember what the others were. They was probably less.
Is that all the education you got?
That's all the 8th. It ended my elementary education.
Was that when you went away to work during the winter time then for you?
I got a neighbor had a bunch of dry farms in there, and he wanted to go back east to. He had two sisters there in Pennsylvania, and that's where he was from. So he came up, and he wanted me to come out and do chores and keep track of stuff, you know, and his wife was still going to be there. But I did the work of taking care of a bunch of pigs that we had to boil wheat for and carry it out to them and scatter it around that way. I think he had probably a sow or two locked up that I cleaned the pens out once in a while and put in fresh straw and took care of that way.
Hello. And so how long were you married before
Well,
you had...
On this other story though, then how long were you gone before you came back and found the family was gone?
Yeah.
Well, that was while I was working for this man, and we had moved down to a place that was below us. The house belonged to him, and it moved us down out of the snow. And the folks wanted to get out of it for the winter, and so they moved down there while I was working for him. And when I come over one night just to come home, they'd let me come home one night a week. And I think it's to get a new shirt. And I came home and went to this lower place first, and nobody was there. They just moved, and so they'd moved up above. So then I had to walk up toward the hill.
How often did you take baths and change your clothes back then?
Oh, once a week is all.
Like enough to me.
And how did you have to boil your water? You had hot water?
No, well, if you set it on the stove and warmed it up, it was hot.
So
You didn't have any running hot water. You didn't have any running water in the house. We had, there on the farm, we had a spring.
Where did they take a bath?
No wash tub on the kitchen floor.
Every Saturday night, huh?
Well, generally. If it happened to be too cold or something, you might have missed one.
Wait till next Saturday.
Well, it would be warm by the stove, so.
Warmed by the kitchen stove.
So how long were you married before you had your first baby?
Well, we was married the 25th of September, and Shirley was born the 20th of October.
So over a
A year
little over
later.
A year.
That was down in Emmett. That wasn't in Burley or in Oakley.
That was in Emmett, which we'd gone up there.
What were you doing in Emmett?
I just thought maybe I'd get on the sawmill up there, but there's depressions up there too, so we,
How long did you live in Emmett?
oh, just that winter, I guess. We came back down and went back out to Boulder, and I went to work for Bidgood, where I'd worked before I got married. And he had a little house that we could live in it, a nice little house. And we got kind of a low wage, but we also got the house.
Did Grandma have a midwife?
Well, Shirley was born in Emmett.
At home?
Yeah, in Emmett. We had a doctor.
Oh.
Doctor came to the house?
But when Margie was born, the doctor wouldn't go out on the canal.
Well, he got lost out there, and then he got aggravated and wouldn't come back, so I had to call in another for Margie. And I called the doctor, and he said, "You got any money?" Of course, naturally, he thought there might not be any money. But I had $20, and I had little in the post office that we'd saved. And I told him that that's what I had. And so he came out, and the time he got there, Margie was yowling on the table.
You delivered her?
No, I didn't. Grandma Daly did, her mother.
So you weren't, you didn't witness any of the births?
Well, I was there, yeah.
Did you have to give him the $20?
When he got ready, he brought a nurse with him, and she took care of the baby. And then when it come time for him to take off for home, I took out the $20 and told him I'd come in and get the other out, and what more he wanted out of the post office. Oh, he says, "This is all right." $20 is all it cost us.
Wow.
And I thought Marie was a bargain at $75 for the doctor. That was half price.
Wow. And so you did most of your hunting for your meat?
Well, I got my share of it.
What kind of animals did you usually hunt?
Oh, I ate a lot of cottontails. They're good eating, you little fellers, their meat is white like a pheasants and grouse. And they're very good eating. And then if we went up on the hill where the buckskins were, we got some of them too. Shouldn't tell anybody about that though.
Didn't always have a tag for them, huh?
Didn't always use a tag, no.
How about any elk? Ever get any elk?
There wasn't any elk up there.
Where did you get, when you went elk hunting, where did you go?
Back up into Selway country, and also back up in the other side of Stanley. That country on the head of the Snake River, or Salmon River, head of the Salmon River.
Ever go bear hunting?
I saw one up there once, but I wasn't hunting him. But he was just a little farther away, and I wouldn't have had a sure shot of killing him. I've hit things a lot that far off, but I really didn't want to kill him. I watched him and debated about shooting at him, and I decided no, I didn't want to kill him, so I never shot.
How about mountain lions? You ever shoot them?
Never saw one.
Never saw them. Cougars?
Saw a wildcat. Wildcats used to be up there.
Probably got a few coyotes.
Well, I've shot a few.
And then how did you have a story about a meteorite?
Yeah. Well, I used to like to go up in the hills, and I'd use about any kind of a reason to get up there. And I talked this kid into going up in the cedar holler over there, next to the old dry farm, and we was cutting some posts, just playing around mostly, probably. But I'd cut up the posts, and we'd just cut them and leave them lay where they were, and then Dad and I would go get them later with a wagon. And as I would go from one tree to another looking for one post to cut, I'd let the axe handle slide through my hand. So you just drop it on the sink, and I come out across this little place there. There's a rock there about that much you could see of it, just the top, round top.
About the size of a basketball?
Well, it's a little flatter than a basketball would be. But I dropped it on it, and it was different. So that's all I can say for it. I don't know. And it just grabbed my curiosity right now, and I got down and looked. And I was stupid enough to call the other feller back to look at it, and so we dug it out. We cut a couple of sticks and sharpened the end of it, and then just dug around it. It was about 15 inches long, probably, as near as I can tell. And it was concave on the bottom side and convex on the top. And it tapered to it. It was quite a bit like a clamshell. And had sharp edge come to an edge, and where it come to an edge, there was looked like somebody trimmed it with a cutting torch. But it wasn't no cutting torch. But anyhow, we took the back of the axe and knocked off the little nodules of slag, they call it now. Well, like a welding job. You saw Alan take a torch and go across a piece, and it left it ragged with little beads.
Yeah.
And I had 3 or 4 of them. I don't know where they went. And the other guy, he did the same thing. He had to do the same thing as I did, I guess. But anyhow, 2 or 3 days later, why, he jumped and got his dad, and his dad got his friend that was a big shot from Idaho Power. And they got in to go up, and I guess they must have told me that they was going, because I jumped in and went with them. And they took up there, and then the 2 men and there's 2 kids, we drug that thing down out of the canyon there to the bottom of the canyon where the car had to go stop. And we rolled it down the hill, and and put it in the car and took it to Oakley. And it weighed according to the lumberyard scales that was right there where we weighed it, it weighed 265 pounds, but later, according to the Smithsonian Institute, it weighed 255. And I don't think anybody ever broke any off from it other than, because it was made of the best of steel. And the guy went over there, was going to saw a chunk off with it. And he took a hacksaw with him, and it just took the teeth off with one swipe. Just took all the teeth right off a hacksaw blade. So you couldn't cut it. But finally they got this Elliot, the other feller's dad, he sold it to the Smithsonian Institute.
He sold it. Did he get money from it?
Yeah, $1 a pound, $255.
Did he give you any of the money?
Yeah, there was 4 of us, see, and he took $50, the $55 in, and used it for what his expenses. Now, what his expenses was, I don't know, but I got just snookered out of it pretty slick. But I was just a kid, and they got away with it that way. But it's back in the Smithsonian now.
So you only got $50 for your share, right?
Yeah, and then it was divided 4 ways. The other kid, he got 50, and old Elliot got 50, and his Elliot friend, he got 50. But
You found it, and you only got $50.
If I'd had just brains enough to know or give it a thought. But I don't know, I was kind of excited, but I had an idea it was a meteorite. But anyhow, if I had just, I didn't have to tell Elliot I found it, because I'd found it a long time before he knew it was there.
Then you've told me a lot about the houses you built and Grandma being right there helping you.
Well, I built 2 of them. I bought an acre of ground there in Burley, out by the East Cemetery. There was a hole already dug. Somebody else that was going to make a house, and they dug the hole, and then they didn't get it done, and the hole sat there and kind of caved in a little bit. So I bought the acre of ground and squared the hole up and built the house. Built it, closed it in with for a basement house first. And we lived in the basement house for a couple of years, and then we started building the top one.
And Grandma was right there helping you.
Yeah, she always was right there with her coveralls on. She had a pair of little coveralls, just fit her. I'd got her, and she, well, sometimes, you have a longboard and you have to drive a nail, and it don't want to hang up there itself, so she'd hold up one end while I nailed the other end. And keep track of things where I played my hammer. That was a big deal right there.
That's where you had the raised some sheep, didn't you? And out there on that little place.
Yeah, but we had the house built before we had
You had any animals?
before we got the lamb. We had to pet lamb. We had to stake him on the lawn and around like that. As long as he could see the kids, well, he was happy. But let them get around the corner, and then he threw a fit.
The lamb did?
Yeah. He bled his head off. He thought he was a kid, I guess.
Wanted to play with the kids.
Yeah, he keep him in sight. That was all he needed.
Is that the one you was thinking about shooting?
Yeah, he got to be a pet. And finally, we decided we was going to have to eat him because he's getting. Well, time went on. You know, that's all lambs is good for, is to eat. But anyhow, I took the 22 out and was going to shoot him, and I pointed at him like that. And he'd run up and going to chew on the end of the barrel. Man, that could. But finally, I had to shoot him in the noggin somewhere and cut his throat.
Oh,
Then we couldn't eat the deer or lamb after that.
you couldn't eat him, huh?
Too much fat.
Oh,
Now I think I remember you saying you always grew your own produce and canned it. And that's what you lived on the rest of the year. Was that right?
Well, we did a lot of that, but then we was right there in town where we'd go to starve. I know a lot of times she might have sent somebody down to the grocery store and bought a can of soup for dinner or supper or whatever.
Had a big garden though, I remember.
We always had a good garden. Mother liked to garden.
Vegetables, or did you do lots of flowers?
She had flowers and everything.
Yeah, I remember there they had a lot of petunias out in front. They smell pretty good.
We had the side, about the time I got the house built, we had a profusion of petunias
Yep.
on the south side of the house and across the east side. Oh, they were
You could really smell them, eh?
fantastic.
Bright color and strong perfume. You canned your deer meat too, didn't you?
Huh?
Didn't you can the deer meat?
Yeah, we would can deer meat, and she would, after she got started, after the kids got a little bigger so they could take care of themselves, well, she would go with me and take the rifle and bring home a deer. So we'd have 2 deers. We always got them too.
Wow.
but they bottled it.
And we bottled a lot of it till we got a freezer, and then we froze it. But when I moved over to Preston in 1984, we had a big steer that I butchered, and we had about 750 pounds of meat that we bottled, most of it.
Wow.
We had the freezer full too,
Wow.
and it was just top meat.
How many years did you work as a mechanic?
How what?
How many years did you
How
work
many?
as a mechanic?
Well, I worked for at the Burley Motor for about 14 years, and then I went out and worked for Robert Templeman at Alice Chalmers Farm Machinery for another 13. And then they closed up, and I went out to France and worked there 6 years and put the rest of my time in there till I was retirement age.
Oh, you're a mechanic for 33 years. How did you learn to be a mechanic?
I just grabbed a wrench and started working. Things were different in those days. We could, man, bring a car in, and we didn't have all the we had tools, as with many of the other garages, but they didn't make tools to diagnose all the problems like they do now. We just listen to it and kind of poke it with a screwdriver and wonder about it and check it out that way, and we can tell what was the matter.
Do you have any Christmases you remember?
Oh, yeah, the first one we were down across the tracks, about the time the war stopped. We up Charlie and Margie, Mervyn went uptown, and it was Christmas Eve, and the hardware store had a bicycle. They just got in and just got it together, and she got it. So we took and went after the kids all gone to bed. We went up there, and I guess that's all we had. No, we had two little ones while we still had the basement, and this was when we had got the house built. And we took that home and wheeled it in where they had the stockings hung. And the morning come, and they came out sleeping, rubbing their eyes, and looks, and they saw this thing there. They never said anything about the bicycle though. And finally, one of them says, "Well, I haven't decided what I want for Christmas next year yet."
She's already.
And then they about fell over the bicycle and saw it. Of course, then they were both thrilled to death.
They didn't think there was much, huh?
Oh, they had a pretty good setup, but not like the kids get nowadays.
Yeah. Do you remember your baptism?
Yeah, it was in a pond up in the basin. It was just a pond, and it come from a spring creek, they called it. And it come on but out of one place right there under a big old rock and come down and been running there for 100 years. And it got this thing deep enough so that they had, well, about that deep, 3-4 feet. And we put a pair of overalls on and slid out there, and the little fella come out too and put us under that water, and I'll tell you, that was the coldest water I ever got in.
Did you get baptized in January?
No, but it was cold water anyhow, because it was a good cold spring running in there all the time.
Were you 8 years old?
I was 9.
9.
They had two, the man that owned the place had two boys that was baptized same time I was. Got to know them later when I went over there to school.
Mm-hmm. And your dad baptized you?
No. He turned that over to somebody that baptized the other two. No use in getting everybody wet.
You got any other things you want to say?
What about that story about the coyote that you found on the way to school? That's kind of an interesting story.
Well, when I was in the 8th grade, I rode a horse about 4 miles, 4.5. I don't know, somewhere around near as you can tell. And I had to pass Dad had some traps that he'd put out around. Our house was out, kind of out by itself. There wasn't no close neighbors. And he set these traps around, and I had to pass one of them on the way to school. And one morning it had a coyote. And it was cut pretty lightly on his toes or feet, it looked like. So rather than take a chance on him getting away, there's an old house sitting there too. And I took and looked around it, and there was a piece of a 50-foot tape, measuring tape, you know, that is in a crank. You crank it up and it drags in outside. Only this had come loose from the case, and it was just a wad of yellow tape laying there. So I took that, and then I found a pole about 8 feet long, and I brought the tape with me, and went down. The coyote was in a trap about 50 yards from the house, and I got this pole and laid it across his neck. See, so one end on the ground, and I was walking up the pole, and it pushed him down, and it held him down while I got a hold of him. And after I got a good hold on him, I took this tape and wrapped his nose tight, and then it went around his head so that it kept the mouth from opening. And then I brought his legs up and crossed them and tied it good with what was left of it, or some more of it. And I took the other one out. They put 2 traps on a set. So you catch a coyote, you catch him about 2 feet. But anyhow, I got them all tied up like that. They was all tied to wad, 4 feet. And then I took him and carried him up to the house and put him in. It was isolated, as I said, and I didn't think anybody would come around, which they didn't. And I went on school then. And when I came home that night, why, he was still there, and I'd shut the door so he couldn't get out. And there was a shelf outside along the wall that they used to set things on, and it had 2 brackets under each end, and a board about that wide. And I took him out and shoved him up on this shelf, and got on my horse and rode over, and scooped him over like this, and he had his head sticking out this way and so forth. And then I went home with him. And after I'd got part way home, it started unraveling off his nose. But you know that thing, he'd turn around and look at me, you know, them old yellow eyes, but he never offered to bite me. I dropped him off on his head, and he couldn't have got away anyhow because his feet was tied. But anyhow, he just looked at me and permitted me to carry him home.
So what'd you do with him when you got home?
Turned him over to Dad. He killed him and
Yeah.
skinned him, stretched the hide.
How much was a coyote worth then?
Oh, anywhere from $10 to $15.
Well, it was worthwhile having then.
Well, yes, if the fellow didn't have any income, and the coyote hide was a very nice chunk of money. And one time he was going to the old dry farm in the wagon with horses and a team. And I always had a 22 with me, that was when we was living in town. And we went along the place through the countryside and sagebrush and hills, going to the basin. And we had to pass a side hill with rocks and stuff, and we was going along this little old wagon trail there, and we spotted 2 coyotes in there. So that stopped the wagon, and I took a pot shot at one of them, but too much pressure, I guess. I missed him. And they looked up over the hill outside. So we went on up to the farm, got what we was wanting, and that afternoon we was on our way home and come to the same place, and there was 2 coyotes at the same place. I guess it was the same ones. We stopped again, and I took another shot, and they both went up over the hill. And I said, I hit that one. I hit him that time. So I went up, followed him up over the hill. And about 100 or 150 yards, I come onto it, leaning against sagebrush up there. You couldn't make it any further. And he was dead when I pushed him over, and I took him down, took him to the high air, and carried him down the wagon.
Well, any more questions?
I like that story that he tells about sitting on the board with his dad.
Well, we was going to the we were on our way, him and I, going to the farm. That was a 10-mile drive, 9 mile or 10 miles, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we just was moseying along. And we were sitting on a, you know, the old wagon boxes. It was sides about probably that high. Mm-hmm. And had a spring seat up here, only this didn't have the, it had disappeared a long time before. And we just took a board about that wide and throwed it across the top, and we sat on that. And we was going up just about the same place where this coyote was got tailed. And I got tired of riding on that because, you know, as a small boy, there ain't no meat on him anyway, and he soon gets bones start ticking through. And I jumped off from it and stood up down in there. And when I did that, I don't know what Dad did, but he fell out right out over the end of the, and lit outside on the ground. I sure lit to the thump when the board followed him.
Had a good cartoon.
Did he have a few choice words for
Yes,
you?
he did, and he also picked that board up, and I thought he was going to knock me right out of that wagon. But anyhow, he finally slammed the thing down on the across the thing, and he said, "Sit down there and stay there." And so I did.
You better tell us that story about your dog that fell in the pond.
Well, that was after we got all. Well, there's that we had Shirley and Margie, but we didn't have any other kids then. And we was working for a feller up there at Emmett, and it had a reservoir on the place. It was. No, in the bottom end, it was about 10, 12 feet deep.
You herding sheep up there?
Huh?
You herding sheep?
Well, they belonged to a big sheep man, but there wasn't no sheep there then.
What kind of work were you doing there?
Well, I was cutting willows on the bank
Oh,
to get them out of the way. And it had frozen the pond over, and then it had started to thaw in a little bit, and the dog had went out on the thing, and it had dropped him through. But he was out about 2 lengths of a corral pole, it'd be about 40 feet. And he was paddling around out there, and he'd put his feet on the ice, and it'd crumble off and drop him back in again. And I seen he was not going to make it tall. So I found one of them poles, corral poles like that, that's 21 feet long. And I got it and went up there and broke out as far as I could reach with the pole, but I still liked about 20 feet of reaching the dog. And so then, well, I just waded out and swam out the rest of the way and jammed that water or pole through the ice and broke it out so the dog had trail out to me. Then I backed out and the dog, he followed out then. But I'll tell you, that water was mighty cold. That time it started going down my open shirt here. Whew, that was cold. It ain't too bad if you're just wading in and it comes through your clothes, you know. It's cold, but then when it goes down that way, isn't it? It's cold. But anyhow, the dog, he come out and there was a drop of about that far from the ice that had frozen and on there. And dog, he couldn't hardly make it up over there. I took him to the hide and jerked him up over the top. And then we both went home. We went to the house to get warmed.
Get warm.
What'd your wife have to say about that?
I don't remember, but it was very complimentary.
Did you tell a story about the little dog that used to chase you to work every day? You said there was I remember you telling a story about a little dog that always used to be nipping at your heels, and so one day you set a little pellet gun behind the door?
Well, that was somebody else's dog that come up the road and come in and sniffed around. And I told him to beat it. He never had, but I borrowed one pellet guns, and he come around and I told him to get out, and he just snarled at me, you know, and went around sniffing around. And I shot him in the rear end. He disappeared and he never come by. I see him go by one time, a long time later, but he never come in there.
You remembered.
Well, I think it's time to have some birthday cake. You want some birthday cake, Cole? Let me turn off the camera.
That's the French bread.
No. I didn't.
There's two of them.
It's gonna take a lot of matches. Sure, you're supposed
That's
to
yours.
blow it out.
That's your birthday
It's your
cake.
birthday.
Well, it's Rachel's birthday, ain't it?
No.
No.
Yours.
Happy birthday to you.
Blow it out.
Listen.
You got me broke
Ready?
hair out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
One.
I thought it was Rachel's.
No, not Rachel.
Oh, her birthday was 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it's her birthday in December. She's our only December family member.
Hey, let's get out the ice cream.
whoa.
Don't like that, Rachel. I know.
I'm still tasting it.
Can I blow that?
Oh, that's gonna make me
Not
more
yet.
sick.
Look over the fence. Mom, want me to look over the fence?
Okay, Cole.
And
You have to say it loud.
the music on and see my ears and the music on and the English lesson. The music on. Now let's do this match. And purple waterfalls. What's that? English. Go. English. Take your shoes. stripped it off. Then tears and tears. Say it louder. Now let's do this one. There's earlobes and consonants and a rat and technosaurs and Dimergidon. Dilophosaurus. Say it louder. And the Buffalophus and the woolly mammoths. Now this one.
What's this one? Wait. What's this one?
Consonants.
Uh-huh.
And the woolly mammoths and the consonants and Ankylosaurus and Colodonta and the Egla and the lovely fish and lovely fish and the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Erops and the Colodonta.
Say it louder.
I did. What's that? Colodonta. Colodonta?
What's that elephant-looking thing?
Who's he?
Stega.
That's about.
Yeah.
Why can't the blue one?
What?
I can't do a blue one.
You can't do the blue one?
No, this can't do the blue one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How old are you, Cole?
2.
2.
Count to 3. No, count to 2. 1. I didn't do these cards now. What's that one? Erops. Dimension's gone. Oopsies. Oh yeah. Who's he? No. Okay. We'll say them louder. Call Ankylosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Dimetrodon, and Stegosaurus, and Dimetrodon, and little mammoths, and Triceratops, Cactosaurus, and stop it!
Okay.
And Triceratops, and Brontosaurus, Triceratops, and a Pulibite, and Elephants, and Megalodon, and Pulidopter, and Max, and Aerox, and a Tertius, and a no, don't do it. And Matanda, and Machosaurus, and Duncan, and Rat, and the Dimetrodon. I'm doing these cards now.
I don't even know what's in it, but I didn't. When I unloaded it, it said girls clothes 0 to 6 months. So I'm like, oh, I'm not even opening
Get
this.
rid of that box. Is your basket empty already?
Yep, they're all hidden.
Okay, I gotta
Can't
scope
see a
this
single
out.
one that I hid in these bushes. They're all camouflaged.
Oh, look at that. There's one. They'll all push each other out. Derek's going way out there.
Andrew coming out.
They're on their way. So are they hiding in Grandpa or, you know, these guys?
I got
Where's the catbird?
Look at all these little Martindale cousins running around.
Mom, where's my?
Did Denise snap that right out?
Did you find one?
Grab it? Yeah.
Look over here in this box. Look in this box, Cole. Oh, you found one by yourself.
Boy, look at them. They're really going after him.
Can you reach it? Good job. Cole. There's.
Oh, Marla, I got some contacts
You did?
for a trial version.
Did you get some glasses?
Not yet.
Why?
I'm going to check out the contacts. It says my prescription's the same.
Oh.
I can't. Three. You're going to have to have glasses for one or the other to get that. Because they will. But they've got a new kind of, they have a bike.
DJ, get on! DJ!
Where are you going?
Oh, that's nice. You could make the party. There's the new dad. What time were they born, Jay?
I don't recall.
Oh, we'll find out.
We'll have to find that out.
Okay.
Can I get it out here, Julia? She's on the phone there.
That's fine.
Mrs. Joanne, may I help you? They're trying to nipple him up to 3 times a day. The girl said he nippled good last night, but this morning he didn't do very good. And he had a large residual this afternoon, and which means that when we check his tummy,
Are they doing Emma and Abby? I think so. Good. Can you see it? Yeah.
You see that little head?
That lady was happy that one right here. Did they let you take pictures?
So what's going on?
Nothing. They're just taking all the tests. So we can't go in there for a while.
So what do you know?
So we have to go see Tammy.
Let them off the counter.
Okay. This is Abby. Hi, little Abby. Look at those little lungs. They're just breathing.
Nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
Yeah.
Nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
Yeah.
She put serious
Wait.
cheese in hers.
Stop.
You put milk in them too?
Wait, time out.
Oh, one more. No. Ow.
You're still shooting me.
I don't want to.
Squirt that far.
No, really, so you can relax. I take everything easy.
Extra 20% off at Robinson's.
No, I'm getting in the house.
You can give me some sorts from there.
On any sale or clearance item, extra 20%.
Mom, I got to have my friends. I don't want to.
Eli.
Sit by Nancy. Do you walk on your toes?
Hi, Nancy.
I'm sitting right here. I'm getting good at being
Uncle Alan.
Mom, I got the message. I want to get my shorts wet.
See, my shorts really are too small for you. They look funny. Take that, why don't you?
Mom,
Put that on tape.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we're singing. That's not
How come she's so much more red than the other one? Just
I we found out she's human nurses and maybe Susan. No. I think it's Karen. She just was wanting to know what labs are. I'm a therapist. I do.
Fuzzy legs. Nice hair. Nice teeth. Is she talking?
no, she's fussing.
No, that's just her breathing.
Yeah, she's not breathing on a regular pattern.
Yeah. Pick up her hand. Or are you afraid to?
I don't want to play with her.
Okay.
We'll just let her be. So she's getting off a beat.
I haven't done it, but I haven't seen it, so.
Blowing bubbles. Will you put your hand up next to her just so we can compare size? That's how big she is. She's doing good.
So what?
You're on record. See that red light?
Forget what I said. I was battling. Take me.
Hey, where's the zoom at?
You were right. I gotta give my marriage another chance. No,
Is there a zoom button on here?
No,
Yeah,
I said
on top.
you have to give your divorce another chance.
No, just
Don't go. I gotta go.
The happy family.
not yet. I have to take
All of a
shower
sudden you're
first.
double.
People are looking.
Yep.
I don't care.
2 times 2.
I don't care.
Okay, that's enough. I don't need to be on the video.
You can't
Are you gonna say
I wear your
anything?
shoe.
No.
You better say something.
Hello?
Okay, I got a close up. Talk.
Wait, you have to.
Talk to your posterity.
Hi, I just had 2 babies. What am I supposed to say? Turn it off.
Well, not that.
What?
Not turn it off.
You're so scary.
Any plain yogurt for you, Derek?
Yeah.
yes,
Do you want to hold him? Lydia and I hold him. Okay, hold out your hands. Hold out your hands.
Where was it?
He was in the bedroom.
He was in my bedroom and he was laying by and gloves and tied up like that. It goes.
Nancy's the only one that's not afraid of him?
I'm afraid of
As usual, she just lizards, anything. She just wants to.
To kick.
Mama neck.
Okay.
That put on my neck. Look at this snake, Mom.
He wants to kiss you.
But it's the best.
You kissed him? Did you show Mom?
Turn
it so I can see his
Look, Mom, I can kiss the snake.
Can I kiss this?
Liesel.
Did he give you a kiss?
Did he kiss you? A snake kisses you with his tongue.
He kisses this until
He'll tickle your ear too. Watch. He'll tickle your ear.
That's how you got the bugs.
Do you want to tickle your ear?
I to tickle my ear.
Okay. Here, come here. We'll tickle Cole's ear.
Open them on my neck. On my neck.
He wants to tickle your ear. Okay. Let's tickle your. Hold still. He's gonna tickle your ear. Did he tickle your ear?
Yeah.
With his
Come
tongue?
on my neck. On my neck too.
You wanna go around your neck too, Eli?
I want the snake to go on my neck.
Show Aunt Marla.
Show me.
Turn around and look at Aunt
Come
Marla.
here, Eli. Oh, looky.
Snake. You like it?
Yeah, see my mom. He's taking a picture of the
Yeah,
snake. Ah! Is he going to get down?
Should I get him out now?
Yeah.
Okay. Come here, Sir Scaly. I'll get him. Come here, Sir Scaly.
Put him on my neck.
You like him around your neck?
Yeah. You get on my neck. It's going down.
Give me 5.
Get out.
You can't get in front of the window.
He's crawling down your shirt.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's going to come out down here by your diaper. Look at that. There he is. He's hanging way out the back.
Come on, snake. Get out.
Hold on, he's coming.
August 8th. His little girl is 2 days old. This one is Abby. And they've got her under some lights. It looks like she needs, she might be a little jaundiced or something. Cute hands. Looks like they're trying to get her used to a pacifier or a nipple.
Wear sunglasses to watch that video.
Oh, come on. She's sucking it. She started sucking on it really hard. That's good. Oh no, she has bent pinkies. Does she? Like, yeah. They bend like mine. Just like you. Hi. Baby. She's under the lights also. We just learned that right now they need all their energy to get well like a sick person and don't really want touch stimulus. They have her hooked up to more than the other ones.
She has 2 different IVs in her. She has one on this end to drop it out of and one there to put stuff in.
Are they going through her cord now?
No, they never have.
Those cute hands.